He said he wanted to buy my daughter, and I believed him. On my daughter's 7th birthday, I got a phone call that shattered me. A man's voice, heavy with an accent, told me he wanted to buy my child. For a second, I couldn't even process the words. My hand tightened around the phone until my knuckles burned. And then, the line went dead. I was still in a conference room at work, my boss talking numbers, but none of it mattered anymore. I ran out, nearly tripping, already calling my wife with shaking hands. I demanded to know where Brenda was. Jenny told me she had put her in an Uber because of a deadline. She'd given the driver my number to call when he arrived. She was confused, then terrified when I told her what I had just heard. The sound of her breaking down, begging her coworkers to call 911, still echoes in me. And I was behind the wheel, speeding through traffic, red lights blurring past me, my hands trembling. I kept calling my daughter's new little phone, but every time, her sweet tiny voice on voicemail was all I got. She was just 7, so small, so trusting. The police had been given the car's description, a gray Corolla, but in a city this size, that felt like nothing. Every gray car I passed made my heart race. Every child I saw on a sidewalk made me slam the brakes. 15 minutes felt like years. I was collapsing inside, imagining every possible nightmare. And then Jenny called again. They'd found her. Alive, safe. I flew to the location, and when I arrived, I saw police lights circling that gray Corolla. My daughter was sitting on the curb with frosting on her nose, eating chocolate cake as if the world hadn't just ended for me. The driver was an older man, fragile, terrified. His English was broken, and he was desperately trying to explain. Through a translation app, we finally understood. Brenda had told him it was her birthday. He owned a mall bakery with his wife. He wanted to surprise her with leftover cake that would have gone to waste. What he had meant to say on the phone was that he wanted to give her a cake, but in translation, it became something horrifying. When I held Brenda in my arms, kissing her cheeks until she wriggled, I didn't care about anything else. The man's wife showed up crying, apologizing, and I saw then, he hadn't been a monster, just a kind old soul whose words had betrayed him. A week later, we went to his bakery. We bought so many pastries that I fed my entire office. My boss even hired him as a trusted driver. And yet, 1 year later, I divorced my wife. Because no matter how innocent the mistake, I could never forget the way my daughter had been left in the hands of a stranger. Sometimes the scariest moments come from the people we trust the most.